Welcome back to my channel, guys. In today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make this simple bustier dress. So please hit the subscribe button below your screen, tap the like button, and let's head right in. First things first, to make this simple bustier dress, the first thing you're going to do is to get your basic blocks. This is my basic dress block. This is the one for the front and this is the one for the back. So you get your close fitting block, the one that already has this neck dart at the top here. So once you get that, then we move straight to the next step in making our bustier dress. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is to first work on the front pattern. So I'm going to keep this back pattern aside so we can work on the front pattern. Now to start with the front, I'm going to divide this pattern into two because the dress is going to be cut at the waist, So I'm going to cut this at the waist to separate the upper bodice from the lower skirt. But first, before cutting it at the waist, remember to measure how long you want the dress to be. So once you measure that from the top right here to wherever you want your dress to be, and then you locate it. So for instance, if I want my dress to stop here, this is the dress length, this is the actual length of my dress. So then you now cut it at the waist. So I'm going to put my upper bodice aside, then we'll work on this. So if this is the length of your dress, this is the actual length you want for the dress, you come to the hem of this skirt piece right here because we have to make it pencil shape. So the first thing I'm going to do is to come to the hem right here and go in by 2.5 inches. That's what I used for mine. So you can use 1.5 if you feel like you don't want it so tight. Depends on you can even use 2 inches, depends on you, but I use 2.5 inches. So I'm going to measure 2.5 inches inwards here. Then I'm going to connect, this is the mark right here. Then I'm going to connect from here right to my hip line. So remember, if you have a sharp point at your hip here, you remember to use your French curve to just like blend it. You just draw it up like this. Yeah. So yeah, this completes our lower skirt piece part. So when I'm cutting this on my fabric, I'm going to close the border line right here to cut the front, and then I'm going to open it up to cut the back. So I'm going to close this dart line, this dart here, because I don't want to sew on darts on my actual dress. For this skirt piece, I don't want to sew the darts on my actual dress. So I'm going to close the darts. Also, before you close the dart, at the hip line right here, just go outwards from, this is my zipper line, for the back rather, at this part here, just go in by 1/2 inch. Then you connect from here to your upper hip line. This is my upper hip line, where my dart here stops. That's my upper hip line, and this one here is my lower hip line. So you connect from this spot here to this spot here. Then you can cut this off. So this is just so that it keeps your dress lying flat. You don't have that bulge at the back. So yeah, now you can close this waist dart here and secure the part here. And once you are done doing that, remember when you want to cut, add a 1 inch allowance to the side, 1/2 inch allowance at the waist to join it to the upper body. And this completes the lower piece of our body. So now let's work on the upper. Now for the upper piece, the first thing I'm going to do is to come to the armhole right here. I have to raise the armhole because this pattern is a pattern that is supposed to have a sleeve, but since I'm not going to have a sleeve for my dress, I have to raise the armhole so that I don't have any gaping around my armhole side. So you can raise it up by 1/2. Then at this center part here, this is just the border line. You know, we don't really need this at the front of our dress. It just serves as a border line. So yeah, at the center part here, this is my center line. I'm going to decide how high I want my neckline to be. You know, it's a straight neckline, so you still have to decide how high or low you want it to be. So and this is how high I want my neckline. You can make yours lower than this. So before we connect this to our armhole side, I'm going to just draw a curved line from here to my armhole. at this side, you know, we measure 3 inches from our armhole level up. This is it. Measure 3 inches from our armhole level up. At this point also, you also measure 3 inches from your armhole level up, or you can even decide to measure 2 inches if you want it. If you want the neckline to be slightly curved instead of straight. So this is the mark I measured it with. I'm going to use my French curve to draw like a curved line. Not too curved, not too straight, so it's just a bit slant. So you can see this. I'm using this part. Not exactly straight, just a bit slant. So yeah, pretty much this is the shape of our armhole here. So at your armhole side here, just decide, just locate in the middle. So this is the middle of my armhole. So I'm going to first draw a line from this mark I just marked. I will draw it to my bust point here. That's that. So then I'm going to measure ½ inch this way, ½ inch this way. Then you connect to your bust point here. So this is here to also reduce gaping at the armhole side. We are going to be closing this dart later, but then let's continue with our bodice. I'll show you how it is. So also you can measure your under bust level from the top here down. So if you know your under bust level, just measure it from the top here down. If you don't know it, you can just measure 4 inches from your armhole level here. Just measure it down. Now from each dart leg here, you measure ½ inch out, ½ inch out. Then you connect from here back to your waist and connect from here back to your waist. Now you can use your French curve to also draw a curved line from here to your bust point and do the same also. So again, to make sure all of these things we are doing is to make sure our bustier stays really fitted to our body. So also this that we have here, measure what you have from here. So whatever you get, you measure from what you have from here, and then you measure it from here outside. So I'm going to connect from here back to my bust point again. And now we are done. So these are the parts we no longer need on our pattern. So I'm going to shade it. We no longer need this. So this is our panel. This is the center front, and this is the side front. So when you are cutting, you cut. When you are cutting the side front, you cut this way, this way, this way, then this way. And when you are cutting the center front, you cut this way, this way, this way. So yeah, pretty much. So I didn't know this wasn't recording when I was cutting all this. So yeah, what you have to do is to cut this open. You cut this line, this dart line here, open all the way to your bust point, and then you cut the middle dart here also. You cut it open all the way to your bust point. So you are not supposed to cut it all the way. You're supposed to just leave just a little hinge here. So, but since I've already cut it, there's no problem. So now the next thing will now be to place this on top of it. So close the dart here with your back. So yeah, this is it, successfully transferred. You can see that the dart here is now has created a space in the middle here, so it has made this dart here wider. So then all you have to do, the armhole here is going to be a little distorted, so you just reshape it, and this is it right here. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. Now all you have to do is just cut everything open, cut this side front out, and then cut the center front out. So yeah. Now this is it, our panel. So remember to add like ½ inch allowance here to join, ½ inch also here, ½ inch at the waistline here, ¼ inch at the neckline, ¼ inch at the neckline, and that's pretty much it. So when you are cutting the center front, remember to fold this borderline, and then again to avoid gaping at the neckline, you can just hold a little bit of that at the top right. Can just hold it here, and then do the same also for this, hold it also, just so that your bustier doesn't give. So now let's work on the back. Now this is my back pattern. I'm just going to cut this lower bit out. You can use the lower bit to cut out for the front for the back also. So yeah, this is what we'll be working on for the back. So the back is pretty easy. So I'm just going to extend my dart line here. So yeah, the back is pretty easy. All you have to do is to just come right here and measure half inch out, half inch out. This is my across back, by the way. So measure it half inch out, half inch out. Then you connect from here to your dart leg here. Connect from this also to your dart leg. And that's it. This is our side back. This is our center back. So for the neckline, just raise the armhole up, just the way we did for the front. So you raise it up by half inch. Now for the neckline, the back neckline is really low. So from here at the waist here, just measure 1.5 inches up. You can go upper, you can go higher, depends on you. But I want the back of my whole dress like really low. So just measure 1.5 inches up from your waist here. Then you connect like this with your French cut. And this is pretty much it for the back. So all you have to do is to cut this out. Cut this out for the side back and cut this out for the center back. So at the zip line here, measure this is the zip line, measure half inch forward. Then you connect to some place around here. And that's it. So you cut this, we no longer need this. So you cut this out and we no longer need this. Yeah, that completes the back. So I'm just going to cut this out right now. So before you cut this all out, I was already cutting it out and I just remembered that. So for the strap, you can measure the length of your strap right here and then you write it down somewhere. So you do the same also for the front so that you can get the accurate measurement of strap that you need for your dress. So just measure the length of the strap and write it down somewhere. And then you do the same also for the front, write it down somewhere. Then you add the two together and that will be the accurate length of strap that we'll use for our dress. So yeah, I'm going to completely cut this out. And this is it. This is our panel. Remember to mark this here so that you don't get confused with the right arrangement. So yeah, you add half inch at the middle side here, half inch here, quarter inch at the neckline, quarter inch here, half inch at the waistline, 1 inch at the side. Right here. So remember also to hold a bit of that here also, just so that the back here also doesn't leak. So hold just a bit here and then you hold just a bit also here. So yeah, this completes this. So I'm going to cut all of this out of my fabric right now. So these are all my cut out pieces. This is the skirt part for the front. Yeah, and this is the back. This is my part here already, so that I don't get confused side. So yeah, and this is my upper bustier piece. So I already had ironed on interfacing to this. So remember to cut your lining also. Cut your lining exactly the same way you cut all of this. This is my center front. Remember it was like this. This is front, side front. Side backs, my two center backs rather, and my side backs. That's it. So now we can just move right side to sewing all of this. So to sew this upper bodice, I'm just going to attach this. I'm going to trim off all of this excess surfacing I have here, just so that I have everything accurate. So you place this on top of this, and then you sew half inch all the way. So remember to start sewing it from below here. When you're done sewing, sew this also to this. And then you do the same also to this, join it together. Then once you cut your lining, you do the same thing, and then you use your lining to turn this at the neckline. You do the same also for this at the neckline. So yeah, before you turn the neckline, remember to cut your strap also. You attach your strap to this part. So you can watch me sew this, and this is my skirt piece. So you cut your lining also for the skirt piece. Since there is no dart, you just sew it straight up. You attach your front and back together. Your front and back skirt pieces, you attach it together at the sides. So yeah, I'm just going to do all of that now, and then you can watch it. So guys, this is it. This is my, all my panels attached. Already attached it and ironed it flat. So yeah, then you attach your strap. So I already attached this strap here with pins. So before you attach this strap, remember to measure, because you're going to turn this arm hole inside. So measure half inch in, then place your strap, just so that the strap doesn't enter into the allowance that you used to turn the arm hole. So you do the same also for this side. So once you are done, then you place your lining. This is my lining. You place it on top, and then you begin to sew on top by a 1/4 inch all the way till you get to this point. So when you are done, you then notch it. You notch the neckline round, and then you just stitch on the other side and iron flat. So it's going to look like this. So once you are done ironing it and sewing it, that's when you now begin to sew your armhole. So once you are done sewing the neckline and stitching it, you then now sew your armhole by half inch, and that's it. So you do the same also for the back. You attach the other end of your strap to your back piece, and then you sew down. So yeah, that's it. So guys, this is what I've been able to do. This complete set. Look at my bust area. This is the bustier side of my dress. I didn't have to put any bust pad or breast cup or whatever. I didn't have to put this inside it, and it's already cut like that. So yeah, this is it. So yeah, I've already gone ahead to join the lower part to the upper part at the waist. Please ignore this. Two different colors of lining. So yeah, and at the back also I already attached my zipper, and this is my zipper for the back. So yeah, make sure your dress is always neat as it is outside. Make sure it's always neat also inside. So all I have to do now is to sew this by 1 inch at the side. So I'll just sew this by 1 inch at the side all the way down, and then do the same also here, and that completes it. So yeah, pretty much. So I'm just going to do all of that now, and then I'll show you the final dress.
Don't forget to tap the subscribe button, guys. Tap the like button below your screen and turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming tutorials when I post them. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.